Hey guys, and welcome to Poetalk. This is going to be a weekly podcast or Poetalk. We're going to be calling it. It's like a discussion, not real formal. As you can see, we bottom left hand side we have like a topic of our discussions of what we're going to be doing. I'm the Paleo Gamer. Joined here with me is Polab and Straz. They're both streamers. Their links for their streams are going to be posted down below in the comments section of the Reddit post and on the YouTube section. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Polab.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Polab. If you do not know me, I help run Polab. I run random labs like Cruel and Normal and stuff like that, and make sure the website gets updated for you guys. So when that doesn't happen, I'm the guy who y'all go to.
And Straz.
Well, I'm a pretty new streamer. I pretty much just like to do crazy builds, kind of really off kilter that people tell me that's impossible, and sometimes it is. But just like to have a lot of fun and talk shit and have a good time.
Excellent. And today we're going to be doing a big discussion on mapping. What ones to use? What is it? What is it called?
Map devices?
Yeah, but it's not map devices.
Or, well, on the map device, I mean.
What selections to use on the map device? What zana mods? That's the
yeah, that's
there we go. Zana mods. We're gonna be choosing what zana mods are good for the map device to be, and what purpose each one has. We're gonna be talking about what to roll for on maps and why, what to avoid to roll on maps. Then we're going to work on talking about shaping of the atlas, and then atlas completion and targeted farming versus just completing everything. So first thing we'll talk about, like I said, is map devices, what to use and why. First thing is, it depends on what you want to do, right? What are your guys' favorite Zana mod? You have like a specific one you always put on maps no matter what, or do you have specific ones you use for different reasons?
I'd probably say like I don't know. I started early with like a SRS MFR, so I did like full man party, like double beyonds. So it was pretty crazy on like the bosses when they got cold. So it's kind of why I did it.
Well, which Zana mod do you use typically the most?
Beyond. Well, I rolled beyond.
Oh, double beyond. Gotcha.
Yeah, double. So I go double beyond, and then I usually go like just the highest tier I had. So probably did about highest tier would be probably the one with the cold warbands, the hussar wings and shit.
Yeah, warbands. Gives 20% quantity, and then also gives the 3 additional warbands per map.
Yeah, they're pretty strong too.
And Polab, what one do you most frequently and why?
The most frequently, that's a hard one because I change it up, to be honest. It depends on where I'm at in the league. If I'm trying to level, I'm gonna go bloodlines. Also, that really helps with map drops, in my opinion. Other than that, once I'm kind of done leveling, I'm probably gonna be running Parandus.
I was say you were doing a lot of Parandus back to back, like early on in the league, weren't you?
Yeah, I got burnt out on that real quick.
How many coins do you have on it? Or total?
I had over 10,000.
10,000? Anything notable?
15,000 maybe? Nothing.
Nothing good? I remember I did my very first Parandus. I got the barracks grip, and I didn't do it ever since. I bought the coins, bought the barracks grip, made the taming, sold it, and that was it. Then, of course, Mathel makes a build after I sell it.
Oh,
that was this league, right?
I sold it after.
That was just like 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, I have 2 different ones that I go to. So if I want to farm maps, and so say if I'm doing shape strands, and we'll talk about a bit more about shape strands later on. But if I want map returns, rare monsters and magic monsters have the best chance to drop a map. And adding more adding more magic monsters to the map just gives you a better chance to get map returns. So for mapping, if I just want to get map returns, then I go for the Bloodlines mod, because that just allows me to sustain maps easier. And then as far as experience, Beyond all day long. I love it. It's so good. I love the Beyond bosses. It adds like that awesome, like, there's a Beyond boss. It's really, really cool. And then when you pair that with Sextants, it's amazing. So that's my choice. Beyond. for fun, especially Double Beyond, and I'm going to talk about that. So I did some numbers recently. Me, Straz, Dicey, and a couple other folks. We actually made it a goal to get maps together, shape strands. We got 21 of them, chiseled all of them, um, and then I proceeded to roll with alts uh, beyond on every single map, every single one of those 21 maps. So you roll beyond on it, and then you put in the map device, and then you do beyond again. But you can actually you can stack the beyond mobs. The mods will actually stack on top of each other, and it is probably one of the most fun mapping like stretches that I've ever done. 21 double beyonded maps, just going ham. The experience was outrageous. I think I was level 85, and I was getting like 270 mil an hour, and that continued to be that number until I was like level 80. I don't know. Actually, no. Actually, now that I think about it, it was level 89 to 91 is what we got to, and it was like 200 and something million an hour with a 5-man group. And it wasn't bad cost wise. It was a bit much, at least I would say. So in total, I used 1,177 alts. I used 84 chisels. Beyonding everything took 63 chaos, and then we used yellow sextants on the map. Again, improve sextants. Do either one of you guys want to talk about how sextants affect map drops?
Um, yeah, they like just depending on some of them, like they can be really good or just kind of just fall short. Um, I really like the ones that give you extra unique like invasion bosses and stuff because it's just unique monsters. I guess I just like to kill them a lot, but they get I think it's like what 20% quantity.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't have the exact list. I mean, on the wiki, it does have a list of like what sextant does what. Essentially, what you're looking for is when you add sections to the maps, they all add quantity or pack size, or they add more monsters of some sort, like maybe more rares or more magic monsters. They add, for instance, I'm hovering over some right now. I have an additional evasion boss pops in those, or unique boss deals extra damage, but the map has 20 quality already. Um, Stuff like that. Like all these sextants affect your map drops. They affect your mapping experience. For instance, this one here, players cannot take reflected damage. That's amazing because that means you can run all your reflected maps. So the beyond maps that I rolled, I got really lucky, and I actually didn't have any like reflect. I didn't have to re-roll any maps. I got extremely lucky. I regaled them all as well. None of them bricked. They were all. Some of them were like minus max res. Some of them were um, curses of some sort, but there's sextants that even reduce the effect of curses. There's sextants that makes your quality bonus of maps also apply to rarity. Mysterious barrels. All of these are awesome sextants that they just all add good map drops. They add sometimes they're fun, like I said, like the invasion boss I think is really fun. Um, some of them are a little lackluster, like players take 10% increased cast damage, and then you have additional monsters that deal cast damage. But at least it's additional monsters, which in a double beyond map, that means that there's more going to be more beyond. And then there's even real fun ones where we got um, unique bosses drop corrupted items, and when you have that and you do double beyond, there's 6 sockets and 6 links everywhere. It's pretty
yep.
awesome. It's actually kind of crazy. So one of the questions somebody had was, what are sextants and where do you get them? Do you, Polab, you want to talk about those?
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing on the sextants. This was the first league that I really started using them because last league they were still fairly new and they were. I don't know. It took them a while before they adjusted them or updated them or whatnot.
They increased the drop rate, so
But
dramatically.
yeah, because everybody was hoarding them. Nobody was really using them.
Yep.
And so I finally dipped into that and I started using them. I really found out, for what they are, they really do help, at least with the quantity. So, rarity, they add rarity, but I'm more about the quantity, trying to get more map drops. So I think they're really good to use when trying to progress through your map tiers and trying to get higher up maps for sure.
I like to like we were talking about the XP on like Double Beyond. there's only one way to like get more XP, and that's through Poorjoys. But Poorjoys are also expensive and significantly more rippy. So I'd say like double beyond strands or like shape strands are probably the best way to go for XP.
I actually, I was talking with a couple people. The shaped strands are good for experience, but they're not the best, apparently. I guess shaped shores.
Oh
Shaped
yeah.
shores with double beyond are actually apparently insane. People were saying they were getting, I think you're saying 47 mil an hour at level 99,
Oh
which is
my
actually
god.
insane.
That's yeah.
47.
That's
47 mil an
crazy.
hour at level 99. He said that you can get max level very, very quickly if you do, so you do the same kind of concept of targeted farming, which we'll talk later on. But yeah, shores apparently just the mob density is very good. I guess it's probably at a good spot of the atlas to sextant as well. Yeah, so with shore you can get one, two, three, potentially four, five sextants. It looks like. Let me pull. I'll grab a sextant. I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like when you sextant a mod. So whenever you want to look for a specific map, you look for the map. You just type it up here in the highlighted maps. It'll circle it with this little white dot. And then you right click on the sextant and you hover over it, and this will show you what's in range of that that map. And then it'll, when you click on it, anything within that red circle will have that map mod. So if I were to sextant this, it'll actually give it to everything that's in the red circle. So it'll apply to Vol City, Catacombs, Olmecs, everything. From the looks of it, Coves, I mean, it touches it, but I don't know if it's actually in range. It looks like definitely probably 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the shore itself. So probably just those 5 there. So yeah, if you're looking for experience, double beyond shaped shores are like the best way to go. But
Hey, so getting
strands are
back,
probably easier to maintain.
getting back to that question. So there, just basics on the sextants. There's 3 types of sextants. If you haven't got there yet, there's the apprentice, the journeyman, and the master cartographer sextants, and they drop from maps. As you progress through the maps, the apprentice are going to drop from all the tier 1 through 5s, and the journeymans are 6, or well 1 through, well no I'm sorry 6 through
10.
whatever,
6 through 10.
6 through 10. I mean, they can drop higher than that, but that's their range that they generally drop. Like, I mean, you can find an apprentice in a tier 15. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Basically, the
masters won't drop until tier 11 on.
yeah.
And but real quick, they just add just a random mod, and that's it. They have a set random mod to add to the map, and when you put that on your atlas, it will overlay other maps, and you can make multiple sextants touch each other on certain maps, and you can overlay them and add more and more sextants per map, essentially.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
They also, so they're also like they're also the same color as the maps. So like white sextants can be used for white maps, etc. However, like it's like a Venn diagram. If you put a white one on there, it can also get into the area. Like if a yellow map is in the circle, it'll still apply.
Yep.
So you can use white sextants. You can use all the colors to on those maps, and if there's a map in the radius, it'll still get all the sextants no matter what the color is. So you can use that to kind of like maximize the potential for sextants and quantity drops and pack size and stuff like that.
Yeah, like if you're a special snowflake like myself that likes Arachnid Tomb, I actually really, really like Arachnid Tomb. It's maybe not the best for like pack size or anything. I just like I don't know, I like the map for some reason. Some reason I like it. So if you wanted to shape Arachnid Tomb and chain run those instead of strands, don't really recommend it, but you could. It would actually be affected by Vol Pyramid, and it would save you, Vol Pyramid and Vault of Edziri. They're both would be white sextants. It'd be a lot cheaper to sextant those every map than spending. Right now, the cost for each one of these are going to be not too expensive, but you're looking at like 1 chaos per white sextant, and then you're looking at about 2.5 for the yellow ones, so then around 4.5 to 5 for the red ones. Not too bad, but you know, I mean, it does add up if you're doing it for every single map that you're doing. You get 3 uses per sextant, and then past that, you have to resextant the maps again. And what I highly recommend doing is get in a group. When I did that runs the 21 double strands, that would have cost me 228 chaos if I would have had done that just for myself. But because we were able to split it 5 ways, it was only 46 chaos. And me personally, I made all the strands back that I used because I didn't charge them for the strands, so the strands were all mine. And we started with 21, and I ended up with 27. And then I made in just pure currency drops 63 chaos, not including rares and not including any. There was no real good unique drops. The best unique drop somebody had gotten was like a lion's roar, I believe. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I think groups is really really fun. You're noticing it a lot in more and more that people are joining together. You get quantity bonuses when you're in a group, rarity bonuses. Um, I don't know. It's fun. I had actually a really good time. It was probably one of the funnest mapping experiences I had.
Hey, what about sextant abuse where people craft bad mods on maps they won't run, leaving a smaller pool where they have a chance of good mods is constantly there?
I actually heard about the. I don't know. Do you know about that?
Um, a little bit. I was a little confused, but yeah.
So I was actually so it's interesting. I was talking to, or I was in Wind's stream. He was doing that. So apparently, what you can do is if you want to sextant, say we'll go with strand because everybody uses strand. Say you want to go shape strands and you want to get sextants on those. So what you do is you roll a bad sextant mod on maps that are within range of other maps that you're rolling sextants on that isn't strand. So for instance, Peninsula, Villa, and Arid Lake. So I guess there's certain ones that you can roll. We'll say we don't want to get slipstreams because there was some confusion. I don't know if this is still the case, but at one point slipstreams reduced pack size. I think they might have fixed it, but we'll say it reduces pack size in this scenario. So say you would roll Arid Lake with slipstreams. So obviously everything around Arid Lake would not get slipstreams if you were to sextant it. So now if you were to shape or sextant shaped dunes, it cannot get slipstream because it's already affected by slipstream, if that makes sense. So essentially what you're doing is the borderline maps, you're blocking bad sextants so that the maps that you are sextanting for strand can get better sextants. That makes sense.
I mean, I feel like it's not a bad thing. Like you are sacrificing like map variety to like have it there, and you have to use a certain amount of mods like to keep re-rolling to pay it. So it is like still costly to set it up, you know?
Yeah, I mean like the setup. Well, once you set it up, it's done, because
Yeah,
you're not rolling those maps. Those maps will have those essence or those sextants for the entire time. You're never gonna run those maps. You're only gonna run strand, and it's not tied in with strand. So it takes
yeah,
like, however many times it takes to roll to get a bad sextant. But these are all white. They're really really cheap. They're all white sextants. I mean,
yeah. That's true.
it is a chaos per try, I guess, but it is an interesting thing. Like I haven't done it on mine obviously yet, but I will definitely look into it and do that on mine because I mean, if you can block just a couple bad sextants, it's definitely giving you the ability to run better sextants. And it gives you more value for your sextants, and getting better value for your sextants are great.
Even even though I think they should just be completely random and not be locked based on like limited to one or whatnot.
Having two of the same thing just seems redundant.
And there's probably some things that you probably shouldn't double up on. I don't know. Double strange barrels sounds awesome.
Mysterious
Sounds
barrels. That sounds
oh my
like
god,
greatness.
Or
like
mysterious barrels. I'm sorry.
but it's like
Two,
RNG
three.
too, you know. You could just get it and like it just oh I gotta reroll this, it's too grippy, you know.
Well, I'd like it because okay. So here's the thing. Do you guys think they're gonna change Atlas the way that you're able to like to farm specific maps over and over and over again, always get straight strands? Personally, me, I don't think so. I think that it's awesome that they're allowing it. I think that I'm hoping it's by design. I'm hoping that you can just pick whatever map you love the most and you can target farm it and run it the whole time. I like that. Like the
Yeah.
flexibility to do that. Any map I want, I can do this with. You can do it with anything. It has well, any shaped map. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think it's fair. Like you're sacrificing a lot, and you're
Yeah.
determining like a certain play style. Like you have it's flexibility on the play style for you to enjoy the game the way you want to enjoy it. You know.
No, we didn't use Ball Breach on any of the Beyonds. I didn't even think about it, honestly.
It doesn't give XP. It's just shards.
No, but it would have spawned more Beyond monsters.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It
That would
adds to
actually
that.
that would have actually
Wait, no,
been
I don't
really
think it
smart.
does.
It
You don't think
doesn't
so?
add to your. It doesn't add to your flasks. If flask charges is what I was told. So or your Val souls.
All it does is drop shards.
Yeah, but wouldn't it not spawn more? I don't know. This is. I don't know. I guess.
I don't know
It
if
drops
to be honest.
splinters.
No, I don't think it does anything.
You
What is
said
the purpose
shards.
of it?
Splinters. That's what I heard. I mean, I'm
Anybody
not
actually
entirely
used it
sure.
for a purpose?
Well, let's see Vault Breach, because I
I
mean,
don't know how
otherwise
many.
it wouldn't be
I
worth
vowed.
anything.
I've had like 5 portal gems. I haven't seen
It does
one.
not gain experience and cannot level up. Let's see.
I found
you-
one from a. I think I vaulted the gem cutters and I got it. Gem cutters
think-
box.
Can you
So it
pull
did-
up? Can you pull that up, Paleo?
It doesn't drop experience items or souls.
Ball breach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't really say anything on the wiki. I'm not sure.
They should change the Alice every league. Swap around the tiers and stuff. That would be pretty legit, to be honest.
Yeah. If you have crazy reach rings, it's still probably worth, even if it's just extra cancer. You get the
So-
chemo for it, so you'd be alright.
Alright, so this is what we're talking about, Vault Breach here. Essentially, it's obtained by... The only way to obtain that I know is by volleying a portal gem. And I don't actually know what its purpose is, but essentially, breach monsters spawn like a normal breach. It opens a breach, but you don't get any experience, items, or souls. So I don't really understand the purpose of it, but yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess Shadows makes a good point. If you're using the breach rings, you get double the effect of your breach rings. So if you open up a vault breach, you have your power up from your rings. I just don't see that being really.
I am
I mean,
being
just outweigh the
told.
mobs there.
I think I have seen some people open up a vault breach on a boss. So they get a shit
Slash.
ton of monsters by the boss, and then they abyssal cry and explode all the monsters on the boss.
Oh, that's pretty snazzy.
I've seen that. That's about the best use I can think of, and I think Pox is the one who did that. He was doing his Blight build, and I'm pretty sure he used that scenario. I don't know if he used Vault Breach. I know he had talked about it. But that's what he would use in other bosses. He would just like get a bunch of monsters, like the actual breach monsters themselves. He would actually open the portals themselves, get a bunch of monsters. He would just keep running around and then just like explode all the bosses and it one shot the boss every time. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I was being told that it gets you flash charges, the corpses, and PKing players.
Ooh, I like the
Oh,
PK players.
oh, yeah. That's my shit right there. Badge, I'm coming for you. Oh, lad.
Just start popping it on.
All right.
Oh, you want to level it with me?
As far as like chiseling and when to use sack fragments, me personally, I chisel anything that's T11 and higher that is already white that I want to run and get returns from. So, for instance, shape strand farming, I'll typically chisel them if I want to make sure I get returns. Because if I don't chisel and if I don't sextant, it's very difficult to get returns. Even if like it's a nicely rolled map, there are times where I'll do 3 or 4 maps without a single shape strand drop, which is frustrating. But the moment I start adding the chisels and adding sextants, maps drop like candy. There are maps where I've gotten 4 shape strands easy. So it's definitely, the more you put into it, the better. And sack fragments, I did a couple times if the map is really, really juicy. So if the quantity is high, the rarity is high, and the pack size is high. Say you got like 100+ rarity, 50+ quantity, and 20, obviously 20 quality, and like 30 pack size. I'll probably throw a couple fragments in there. Only like a couple chaos total. Like I said, the more you put into it, the better drops you'll get. And I didn't. Are you sure they give flash charges for Vault Breach? I don't really know.
That's what someone had just told me.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna say.
entirely sure.
I wonder
I've
if you
never used
could open up a breach inside Izaro's room because that counts as the same instance. I wonder if you could fill up your Vol skills via opening the breach. Oh no, it gives no Vol souls. Only
It
flash
gives them
charges.
souls, yeah.
Oh, that's lame. Never mind. I was thinking something. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're out of flash charges, you need to pop a breach. It sounds, I don't know. It's very limited use.
Sure. I
It
mean,
sounded cool at first, but then the moment they started adding like no experience, no items, no souls, it's kind of like, ugh.
I think the items would have been fine. I think just the
I understand it should require a lot of souls to activate. Like right now, it's only
yeah.
96 souls. But like I don't mind being able to clear an entire map, have a vault breach, at the end. Like get enough souls, or like require enough souls to where the vault breach doesn't get souls from other breaches. That would make sense. And then have no limitations, just being able to open a breach wherever. I feel like that would have been cool. No items, none of that garbage. But make it difficult to actually get enough souls to open, so that it's only once per map. Because I understand it'd be busted as hell if it was like, I got a breach, do the breach. I got a breach, do the breach, and you just chain breaches all day, and it'd be stupid.
I
You
mean,
don't
if it
really get
required
much
like
out of it.
200 souls and then didn't give you souls, like that might be worth.
Yeah,
Like something crazy high, like you're barely gonna get it. In some maps, you just don't because there's not enough pack size.
You know,
all
I was
right.
just thinking that running with Valve Breach actually might change some builds because I had a build. Now it was before Raider got buffed, but Raider would not. My character could not sustain a boss fight at all. So I mean, popping Valve Breach would have changed that because I would have got all my frenzy charges. Granted, it's a smaller area; it's an arena, but it
Yeah,
might help out those kind of builds.
for sure.
Yeah.
If you need some leech and you can't get enough just on the boss, like that could be viable.
All right. So we
Also,
brushed up a little bit on rolling maps.
okay, I
Anything
was
you guys
gonna
want?
give my two cents on the quantity
All right. Go ahead.
on chiseling and whatnot. I don't chisel till I hit red maps. That's just me. And same thing with sack fragments. I won't use sack fragments for quantity until I hit like 13s plus. Special maps. I really don't use sacks that often.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
like,
rare. It's really rare for me.
I really don't even like now. After fiddling with maps, like comparing alking and transmuting, I really don't transmute more than like if it's not like tier 13 or like certain red maps, I don't even alk it.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of people were trans and alting maps for a while because it's just cheaper, and it was so easy to maintain the map pool because you're able to uh just get returns quite easily. That was when breaches were giving maps like candy, and it
Mm.
was just like, why invest in alt when you can invest in alt? 20
well,
alts to a chaos, it's way cheaper.
I feel like if you shape your maps, like alking is better for returns, but if you have like completion, then like alterations are like fine.
Yeah, I think anything over like 80 to 90 completion really helps in getting the map returns.
Yeah.
That's where I started noticing it the most, was 80 to 90%. And then after I had to unshape my atlas to run shape strands, we'll talk about later on, I noticed that obviously the completion went down, but it didn't really affect too much because I'm still at 87. All right, so rolling maps and what to roll and why. Um, Obviously, don't roll things that your build can't do. Like if you can't play no regenerate life or ES or mana, if you have no way to, like if you depend on regeneration for anything, then you probably won't want to do that. Reflect, another big one. Um,
No leech. I learned that
oh
one the hard
god,
way.
God, no leeches
That's
aids.
that's a newer mod to me at
Yes.
least.
Yep. I agree on that one.
Oh,
No leech is bad.
and this will help you roll maps if you're partying with people as well. Just quality of life. Don't put any of these on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like when I was rolling the maps, I was making sure there was no reflect, elemental or physical, because you know in your party you're gonna have somebody that does elemental and you're gonna have somebody that does physical. So you have to make sure you don't roll those. The players and allies cannot regenerate life, mana, or yes, that thing's bad. Players cannot leech. That's real bad. Other than that, I think those are the main ones that I really didn't that I avoided. Everything else, I mean, it sucks sometimes. Like minus max, that kind of sucks. Elemental weakness, if somebody's not elemental weakness capped, which is 169 in your high out for red maps. If they're not elemental weakness capped, obviously they'll be below. But if you tell them, they can at least run a flask that'll cap them. And since everybody's in a party and you're killing fast enough, you should always have 100% flask uptime. And let's be honest, everybody's CI with flask effectiveness anyways, and you get flask charges, so it's all easy.
I'm not.
Everyone but Polab CI.
I've never made
Right.
one.
But yeah,
And
they've removed a lot of the bad ones, like the blood magic. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would avoid that. I personally like the accuracy. The players have increased accuracy, and players have reduced evasion. It's like free pack size. I mean, I get that there are evasion builds. I mean, I think Polab runs an evasion build, right?
Yeah.
Bet you hate that mod, right?
Rip.
Honestly, it doesn't really bother me. I
Right.
just run through it
Free pack
anyway.
size, right?
If
I
it's a
love it.
harder map and I have to deal with it, I just use a flask or something. Like a jade flask, and just kind of counterbalance it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, when I roll maps, the lower tier maps, I don't spend a lot of money on, and the higher I get, I spend more money on. So it's all my white maps. I'm gonna transmute and maybe hit with the alt, maybe save all my chisels. And once I get to yellow maps, I don't know, I might not start alking until like tier 7, maybe 8. I kind of skip 6 up. I know that sounds weird.
I don't even do white maps. I literally stay in Dried Lake till 75 plus and then go straight to yellows. I actually I don't have any white maps anymore. I put them all in the guild vault. They're done.
And
They're dead to me.
That's another thing that people do is they'll just sit there, save up money, and buy like a bunch of red maps and just go.
Oh, thanks for the follow, paintball. Thank you. Also, the thing is, when you don't do white maps early, you're also missing out on her mask, like the div cards. They drop like candy, so that kind of sets you up for like Atziri farming. Like, so if that's your plan, you probably should do white maps. But if you don't really care about Atziri, then it's not a big deal.
He's referring to the divination card, her mask. 4 of them gives you a random sacrifice fragment, which I've got highlighted in my window here. These are one of those sac fragments that are... They're kind of... some people think they're like a little trolly, because there's like 4 of them gets you a fragment, and a fragment's worth like maybe a chaos, so some people don't even pick them up. But if you get a midnight, that's a couple chaos, and it doesn't take that long just to click it and pick it up. I don't know. I always pick them up. I have a bunch to turn in here. Once I turn them in, get a bunch of fragments. Either run at Ziri, kill her, or use them for map fodder.
I mean, if you're paying like 7C for a set, you just pick those up. It's pretty much free sets all the time.
I
They
very
drop
rarely get midnights from this card, though. That's what I hate. I think it should be a completely equal chance, but it's not.
Well,
it's
you
weighted.
can just run them though. You can just run them in the.
Yeah,
thing.
I've never had luck with that either. I think the one time I had 7 fragments of extra fragments, and I needed a midnight, and it took me the 7 fragments to get 1 midnight, running them completely, and I kept getting vault gems, and I was like, it took me 7 fragments to get 1 midnight. That was my last one. I happened to get it.
All I heard was clutch.
Sucked. All right, shaping. Does anybody in here shape anything but a shape strand that you can talk about that you like better than a shape strand?
You mean like overall, just run all the time? Because I mean, there's a lot of maps to shape.
Well, like everybody,
well,
but everybody talks about shape strands. Like we know shape strands one of the best. I talked a little bit earlier about shape shore being the best experience to level to 100. But is there like a favorite map that you shape that you'd prefer running over strand, or in general you just prefer running because you enjoy it more?
honestly, that little batch right there by Shore is pretty damn good. I mean, everything's so close together. I mean, shape Shore, shape Val City, shape the Reckoning Tomb, which that's your favorite, shape Tropical Island, shape Coves, the Ivory Temple Plaza. There's a couple other ones spread around it, but those shapes ones right there are pretty good. I mean, shaped Beach even. I mean, yeah, it's low tier, but when you're progressing through, the majority of my shapes are, all in that area, bottom
I
left.
definitely personally love to run chains on shaped beaches. Pretty fun.
They're very quick.
Oh, beaches are amazing. Oh, beach, probably the most fun map to run, honestly.
I really like Atoll too. I think shaped
Atoll's
Atoll is
nice.
pretty fun. I have on my map. I have shaped Atoll as my like 13. I think I shaped temple, and I don't really know why. Actually have I shaped orchard too. Again, I don't really know why. I'll probably end up like
Orchard's scary, yeah.
redoing those, but overall, the shaped ones that I do enjoy is atoll. I definitely love strand, obviously, and I do like dunes. Shaping dunes is really cool because say you're in the process of shaping your atlas and you have most of it ready maybe and you're still waiting on currency to shape the rest of it, because it took me 3x to shape mine because I had unlocked a bunch of T11s and 12s. And shaped dunes can get shaped strands. Shaped dunes are pretty cheap and easy to get. So you run a bunch of shaped dunes and you get shaped strands, as long as they're your only T11. So if you run out of shaped strands, you fall back to shaped dunes, run shaped dunes. Then you just kind of like chain back and forth. That's kind of like your stepping stone to get shaped strand. Dunes is still a really good map. Which actually leads us straight into our next topic, shaping. Perfectly well. So yeah, I mean, we already started into that topic, so we might as well keep going. Is there anything else that you want to talk about shaping? You want me to go over how to shape and how people are target farming? Because I don't know if everyone knows how target farming works.
Well, we can talk about the target farming. I mean,
I
but
think we
just in
should go
case,
into that first, yeah.
in case someone doesn't know what a shaper orb is, they drop on completing the bonus objective on specific maps, and they're outlined by a blue circle on your atlas. Once you kill them, or kill the boss of the map, you get the shaper orb, and then it tells you where, what tier to shape with that. And here's one thing that a lot of people don't know is, people know that you can't get rid of them, like they're stuck in your inventory, but you can actually put them on your crafting benches to get rid of them. Just set them there, and they're out of your way if you need to.
But be careful if you play hardcore. If your character dies that places the Shaper's Orb in the bench, it'll actually go to standard.
Really?
Yeah. Anything in a crafting bench that dies with the character that placed it in there will go to standard. I'm pretty sure anything in your crafting bench is when a character dies, everything in the crafting bench goes to standard. Pretty sure that's how that works. I don't think it even matters what character put it.
Really?
But yeah, so I've highlighted one of the maps he's talking about, Estuaries. It drops a Shaper's Orb by completing the bonus objective. Bonus objective is to kill it a corrupted rare version of Estuary. So that would drop a shaped orb. And is it 5? Is the shaped orb 5 levels lower than the map? Is that how it works? Like a T12 drops a T7 shaping orb, and it makes
I
a
believe
T12?
that's what it is. Yes, I believe that's what it is.
Okay.
Let me look real quick just to verify our information. So,
because I know that shaping a map gives it +5 map level. So if you shape a 7, it'll go to a 12. So
Yeah,
I'm
you're
guessing
exactly
just
right.
by that logic that the Shaper's Orb that drops, it'll shape a map +5, and it'll be from a same tiered map. And so this is how, and we're going to go into how to target farm. And Norse did a really good video on exactly how to target farm T11 shape strands, or really how to target farm in general. So we're going to kind of go over it as a brief topic. He's really got a good video out there, and I'm going to link it in the description below as well, in the YouTube video and in the Reddit, because it's a very quick, easy to understand video. So we're just going to kind of go over it. The general consensus is, or the general basis of how to do it is, so you have a T11 map that's unlocked. It's the only T11 on your atlas. So if a T11 drops, it has to be a strand. That's it. There's no other maps that can drop. So if you're running a shaped strand and there's no other maps around it, that is another criteria. So it really only works with shaped maps, because say I'm running a gorge and I have only gorges unlocked on the map, but I still can drop other T12s, let's see, what's a good example? One that has one nearby. Okay, we'll do this one for example. Dark Forest. Say for whatever reason you're target farming Dark Forest, and Dark Forest is your only T15 on the map, and you only want Dark Forest to drop. It's not going to work because Overgrown Ruin is attached to it. So if it's attached to something else, it can still drop that map, regardless if it's unlocked on your atlas or not. So the way Shape Strand works is when you look at it, so it's a T11 map. Everything around it is below that level. There's no +1s that it can roll to. So when you find anything that's T11, it has to roll a Shape Strand. Same thing with what Norse found out in his video. He explains that when you find a T12, if you have nothing unlocked as a T12, it rolls down. So it'll also give you a shape strand. So then when you're running through your strands, anything you roll, it has to be anything 11 and 12 will be a shape strand. It's pretty awesome. All right, our last. You guys have anything to add to that?
I mean, I
Uh,
think that's basically the general consensus of
Yeah,
shaping.
yeah. And
It's
like I
pretty,
said,
Yeah, I'm
Norse's
pretty
video is
pretty
going to
new to
cover it
that.
in more detail. He's going to explain everything step by step. He does a really good job at that, so I don't want to beat that with a dead horse. He's already taken care of that. So our next subject is Atlas completion. Are you guys for or against completing the entire thing, or do you have like a thing that you do, like completing the whole thing and then like erasing some stuff, or do you guys prefer like start of the league? We'll say.
Oh, you can go first, Bob.
Um, really, I think just maximize it, man. Get as many as you can, to be honest. And if you want to sustain your map pool, I mean, when it comes to doing the shaped strands or whatever in your target farming shape, that's like a whole different story. But really, I really think just going as hard as you can on 126 and getting it up. I'd say at least up to 100 before you can start really seeing some decent map returns and you're not really worried about it anymore.
I think it really depends on your build. If you're like a Vol Sparker, like super clear speed, you're gonna want to shape because you're gonna get crazy clear speed. You want the best layouts. Because I played Vol Sparker, and if you get like Torture Chamber map, it is cancer. It is literally the worst experience ever. You're slow, no XP per hour, and no clear speed. Um, Typically my preference though, I would say is max completion. Higher tier drops, you're progressing, you're getting better maps, getting higher map tiers. So I would just say it's my preference. I like to push and progress versus clear speed. But I mean, it's really kind of a personal preference to how you deal with your Atlas, I'd say.
Yeah, for me, I personally, when I first started this league, um, the shaping strategy was around already, and I was kind of in the beginning. I was trying to decide: do I want to go for full Atlas completion, or do I want to um, target farm a specific map? And in the end, I decided that I wanted to complete everything. So I started unlocking every single map I could find, and I was started. At one point, I was kind of at a lock, and I wasn't able to get anything else but the certain maps that I was running, which was really really annoying, to be honest. It almost forced me to buy. I actually had to buy other maps and start running other maps with other people, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think that playing in a group, especially with the Atlas involved, especially with the extra bonuses you get, I'm beginning to want to play more and more with groups of people. And I'm gonna try this next upcoming league. I'm gonna try to get like a party together so we can level with. I'm gonna try to find like a hardcore group of people that are willing to, like the first day, do a 24-hour like just bang it out. That'll be real fun. So at the beginning, I didn't shape it at all. I just kind of like unlocked everything. And then as I saw more and more people just running shape strands, getting shape strands off of shape strands, and just chaining them back and back to back, and it looked really, really fun, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna shape my Atlas to be able to do that because it looked fun, um, and it looked beneficial. And I ended up doing that. It cost me 3x worth to do it, because you have to have the sextants. And at that time, Norse had released his video that explained everything, and it made those sextant prices go pretty high. And it sucked because I was gonna do it like 3 days before he released that video, and then I was like, I'll get around to it. I'll do it. I'll get around to it. And then he released the video. Sextants went from like 4 chaos to like 7 apiece. So it really jumped up that price, which sucked. But in the end, I would definitely say next league, I'm shaping it for sure. Strand is going to be unless they change something. Now, granted, I hope they don't change it because I really enjoy being able to target farm specific maps. Not only just Strand, anything. You can target farm shores. Gorges is another one. One of the people we were playing with, he target farms Gorge, because as I was looking at earlier, there's no of the same tier map near Gorge. You can target from that. At least he was able to. And you can still get the maps that are around it, which are suck, but you know, he still has a
So it
good
was
time running
worth
Gorge.
it.
Yeah, I definitely think it was worth it. Like if you guys are still like contemplating on shaping it now, I would definitely give it a shot now because the sextant prices have went down. I think the other sextants are something like a couple. I'll pull up Poe Ninja. You guys here. If you guys aren't familiar with Poe Ninja, all right. If you guys aren't familiar with Poe Ninja or Poe.Ninja, it's very. Make sure you go to Poe.Ninja because there's like if you go to PoeNinja.com or something like that, it's some fucking virus. Don't go to it.
Oh man, I got baited.
So Poe.Ninja, and I'll post it in the chat just so you guys can go to the right one and not get TY for scammed. And so going into here, you have this awesome. Essentially, it's all the data is pulled from Pewee.trade, and it shows you what they buy prices and sell prices are currently for whatever item you're looking for, and then also it gives you like a 7-day history, and you can also even go hit the little plus mark and see like a graph. For instance, right now this is Exalts, and then Sextants right now, so they're about 4.5 chaos per one red Sextant. And you need 3 red Sextants and a Scour to remove a map from your atlas. So you're looking at, 13.5 chaos per map you want to remove. That's definitely not cheap if you have a lot, but I'd say it's worth it if you like Strand.
So did you guys have any like for projections for next league? Did you guys have any like specific way you're gonna do the Atlas in the upcoming league?
It
Barring
depends on if they
changes.
change anything. I think if they change nothing, I'll definitely start off with not doing anything but Strand. My T's 11s and 12s will be nothing but a Strand.
And
They change
Paleb,
nothing.
do you have a plan?
I really don't, man. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. He was just talking about what, coves? Is that what you said, or shore?
Shore was the
I
Shape
kind
Shore.
of like shore. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe next league. Maybe next league I'll do Shape Shore because from what I hear, it's better experience. Anyways, more density. It's probably overall better.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really slow to do things, and this is the first league that I'm actually gonna do all the 4 of the Guardians on my own, without getting someone to just do the kill. And I'm probably gonna try to do the Shaper kill. I mean, I already have the kill. Someone did it for me, but I've never tried to fight Shaper before, so I'm
It's a
gonna go
really
ahead
fun
and push
fight.
that.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do Shape Arid Lake. Actually, it's just for a build specific thing, but yeah, I'm gonna pretty much farm most of my gear, like just div card hunting stuff like that. So that's basically what I'm gonna do next league. So it's a little different.
Well, yeah, that pretty much wraps up on it, all of our topics we had today. So now what we'll do is, if you guys have any questions, we'll open up to you guys, where we can answer anything you got.
Let's see when to use chisel. Someone said that a second ago.
Yeah, Param. We already went over that. This is gonna be a VOD that you'll be able to go back and watch, and I highly recommend doing that. A question that we haven't quite touched up on yet is really what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's kind of a convoluted answer. That's why he's not gonna answer it. It's gonna take a lot of time to really get into like the specifics on when to chisel and why. So
Yeah, this will be posted on Reddit. This will be posted on my YouTube channel, and I think if anybody else wants to post on their YouTube channel, they're more than welcome to from either these two guys. And then of course, you can rewatch the VOD on the past broadcast as well.
okay,
And it's mostly just because we're all going to give you 3 different answers.
yeah.
Right.
So Mosey had a question. What build are you each playing next league, barring any big changes? Poleb, do you have any ideas thus far?
Yeah, so if nothing changes, what build would you
Nothing
play?
changes, barring like if it's
I hope they change
relatively
stuff,
the same.
but I hope they.
What's up, Mosey? By the way, I don't know what I'm going to do. I kind of like Blade Flurry this league. It's just so easy.
Oh, fun. They better not nerf it.
It's so easy.
It's very enjoyable to play. It was my league starter this league too. Raider Blade Flurry was so nice, so fast. I had a really good time with it.
I think I might bring back my Raider Shield Charge build because Shield Charge Facebreaker is really cheap because everybody stopped doing it. So I might do that, and I might actually try to do what Straz did, what last league or so with the crit facebreaker.
Go CI.
So
Go CI. Just telling you, life does not work.
So for me,
okay,
my build of choice that I've kind of tossed around two. The first one that I was thinking about doing was SRS. SRS is super strong. It's pretty cheap to make. And you're able to farm pretty much anything. And you don't need any specific gear to be good necessarily. It's just a strong league starter, I feel. And that can be definitely demonstrated by, I think Carve did 1 to 100 with solo self-found SRS, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Carve, another streamer. It's either SRS, that's the first one. Blade Flurry is the second one. Blade Flurry Raider, like I said, was super fast, super fun. I had a really good time. The Blade Flurry, and then the last one would be a Slayer Juggernaut, like a lab farmer. A Slayer Juggernaut, super strong. Norse has proven it multiple leagues in a row that he's able to go into lab day one, Uber Lab that is, day one, and farm it and get an S series of favor on day two. So I feel like that's insane. That's a lot of hours to play and a lot of like just a good knowledge of the game and being able to be fast and farm Uber Lab. That's crazy that he got S series of favor on day two. Nuts. But yeah, I mean Slayer's super strong. The overleach is insane. It's probably what makes it one of the best builds to do lab with.
Okay, so the build I'm gonna do is a Juggernaut dual wield build. I plan on potentially doing Uber day one or day two, depending on if I can find the trials or whatnot. It's dual wield is super strong if you do it the right way. You need tons of attack speed, and name lock skills are going to be the way you're going to scale that base multiplier, which gets you the damage. But you need a lot of attack speed to make it really efficient to play with. And then after that, probably later on in the league, I'm probably going to go for low life Righteous Fire Assassin. That's going to be like the money sink build. So, and I mean, pretty much like the Juggernaut's going to be almost solo self-found pretty much for most of the stuff, except for maybe one or two pieces. And it's pretty much going to be it how I'm going to start the league.
I think Eagle's got a good question. How much does GGG have to buff one-handers to make them better than a two-hander? You know, the funny thing about that is I don't think they're better.
Yeah, at all.
I think that one-handers are actually in a decent spot, and I have no idea why they're buffing one-handers. Truthfully.
But I'm happy.
Reeve is good. Blade Flurry is good. One-handed Earthquake has been good. People can do that. You can do one-handed Flicker Strike. You can do one-handed... what?
Sunder?
Sunder? That's not a
Sunder's
skill.
pretty good.
That's for leveling.
Oh, you can put Comic Effect in there, dude, with no downside.
I know. I like Sunder a lot. I really think it's really fun to level with. Yeah, they're buffing one-handers. If you there was a dev post that they said that they're trying to bring it more in line with what they feel it should be. They're trying to say that one-handers aren't good enough, but I gotta tell you, I made a Flicker Striker with a Beano's Assassin, and I was wrecking everything in hardcore. Got to level 91. And the only reason I died is because I accidentally hit my weapon swap button, and I was using an Edge of Madness in my offhand as CI with no energy shield, and I didn't realize I was weapon swapped until about a second before I died, and then weapon swapped it back, and then I was like, oh well, sucks. But
hey,
yeah,
does anybody have any questions related to mapping or the Atlas or leveling or anything of that nature
that we haven't really covered?
Which T14 and 15 do you shape and why? You actually can't shape a 14 or 15. You can the max level map you can shape is a 10. Or do you mean like, a 9 or a 10? Which 9 or 10s do you shape? I'm guessing that's what he means. When Atlas first came out, I thought they were going to allow you to shape T15s to 20. I was like, oh yes, give me shaped 20s. I'll do that all day long. Can you imagine tier 20 maps? Didn't happen though. So as far as tier 10s, the problem... My favorite. I think key. Shaped keys. That would be my 15. Coves, probably.
So pull up. What's yours?
I'm gonna have to go with coves for sure. Excuse me. The other one, I'm not too sure about. I did colonnade
Yeah.
for my tier 10.
I don't even have either one of those shaped orbs, by the way.
I'd say
I need to grab them.
I do colonnade because there's a diff card for two-handed merciless weapon. It's a blue. There's 4 cards for it. So it can actually be like really early. If you get that really early, it can sell for some good stuff for people crafting, trying to get ahead. And then for my tier 9, I mean coves or shore or probably coves. Coves or maybe crypt, just for diff cards. I'm like a diff card hunter, so that's kind of why I'm skewed, kind of oddly.
Also, here's something, a small tidbit of information that someone might could use. Very early on, maps are worth money. So if you can get to mapping quick, you can just throw your maps into tabs and sell the shit out of them. Literally, people need maps. They want the completions. They want new maps. They want everything. So maps are just flying off the shelf.
Somebody had asked a question. It was Galva. I want to talk about which maps are best to roll double bosses on. And the one that comes to mind right away is Shaped Strand. The Shaped Strand has 2 unique bosses, and obviously Shaped Strand's a desired map to farm anyways. And if you have the Sextant that has it so that the unique bosses drop corrupted items, it can be bad, I guess, if you get like a really tier 1 unique and it bricks it. But it gives you 6 sockets, 6 links pretty handedly. And like I said, when we ran double Beyonds, we actually got the Sextant. Every unique boss drops a corrupted item, and it was fun. It was really fun. There was a +1 Endurance Church Belt that dropped. I think there was a +1. I don't think there was a +1 Cursed Amulet, but there was definitely a couple 6 links. There was a lot of 6 sockets to the point where like everybody's inventory was full of 6 sockets. It was amazing. It was super fun. I had a great time. But yeah, anything with multiple bosses is really like, you know, is there anything with 3 bosses?
There's the one oh the it's
There's a
the one
few.
that looks like the
Bizarre.
It's the one with the 3 rogue exile bosses.
Oh, Courtyard?
No, it's not courtyard. It's let me look real quick.
Orchard?
Bizarre.
What is it?
It's
Pretty
like
sure
it's like
bizarre.
it might be bizarre. No, it's not bizarre. It's
Bazaar has multiple bosses.
It's precinct. It's precinct.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're
Yeah, the slums
Yep.
one.
Nope, precinct.
Yeah, that's got 3
With,
bosses.
with the exiles.
Yeah, that twinned his little
Courtyard has
cancer
3
with
as
some
well.
mods.
And there's, I forget what all the maps are, but there's like,
Vault Temple.
what, 2 or 3
Yeah.
maps that have the warbands, right?
Yeah, it's Sulfur Waste.
Sulfur
and,
Waste would be another one to do double boss, which I did yesterday, which was AIDS, by the way. Turns out it was AIDS because I didn't turn on any of my auras, and all my weapons died really fast, and I was wondering why the hell everything was dying and why I was taking so much damage. I had to log twice.
And I think Beacon's the other one. One's the Cold War bands and one's the like Fire War bands.
Ashen Wood is dope. Ashen Wood's okay. Yeah,
There's-
Excavation has 3 as well, right?
Excavation.
Excavation, yep.
Cards. The out of league stuff.
All right,
Let's
we'll do one. What is our time? I didn't keep a track of what time we started.
I'm not sure.
Sure. We started
Been a while,
about
though.
We've been in the
Sure.
call for an hour and 30
40
minutes. I'm
minutes
guessing
ago,
we took
something like
30 something minutes to
Get it set up.
get
It's
set up. So
about
we're
toward the
probably
end here.
about an hour, which is what we want to keep this this Poetalk at. So we'll take one more question. You think you guys see anything else to talk about?
Yeah. Oh, well, we can take one more question. Make it a good one, guys. So first one comes, we'll answer it. And then 5
The
seconds
first
before it
one?
expires, I guess. Like, rip questions, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I
just kind of
mean,
scrolling
it
back through
takes-
to see.
It takes
Looks
a
like
second
somebody's
for
trying
the
to
last
farm
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
shape strands from short to 100. What Atlas bonus should I be at? Currently at 82. Also, should I have any T11, 12, and 13s cleared? All right, so LaFranc, if you're trying to farm a specific, you have to pick either Strafe Strands or Shores. Shores, I would probably, if you want to go to 100, I would definitely go with Shape Shores. And in order to target farm Shape Shores, you have to have all your T13, it's a T8, right? Yeah, so you have to have all your T13s and 14s cleared if you're doing Shore. If it's strands, you have to have all your 11s and 12s cleared, and some people even go with 13s because you can get a +2 if your atlas completion is high enough. So if you want to like really always get a shape strand, because there are plenty of times where I've gotten layers and gorges from my shape strands, but I'm okay with that because I like layers and I like gorges. So either one, I'm fine with my T13s sometimes dropping. But as far as shores go, you want to make sure you have your T13s, 14s, and then potentially 15s if you don't care. Well, I mean, I would probably keep the 15s open, to be honest, and unlock the 15s and whatever you want to farm drop. So yeah, the shores, I would definitely recommend shores. They're going to give you the most experience to get to 100, and that answers that question. Yeah, I think we're good. Or we guys
Yeah,
started about 49 minutes ago, our last. All right, yeah, so we're at a good time. So I want to
All
thank
right.
everyone for hanging around in the podcast. We're going to be doing this. What are we doing? It twice a week or once a week? Like as an
I
official
mean, I guess it
like
just depends
Poetalk?
on.
Discussion for sure once a week. We have another thing on Thursdays that's will be a little different.
So yeah, let's just say that we do this. We're going to be doing an episode of our Poetalk at least once a week. And then if the secondary conversation or discussion thing that we do is going to be the same part, we can easily just wrap it into this and just call it an episode 2 or 3 or whatever you want to call it. Other than that, yeah, it's definitely do it every day. I think we'd run out of things to talk about. I think weekly is good. And then what we're also going to be doing on the other days, so we're going to do it probably every Monday is what this is going to be. Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if that's okay with both of you guys. Eastern Standard, 8 p.m. All right,
Yes.
and then after that, we're gonna have Triple Puppy Playtime. That's gonna be what everybody's gonna really want to watch.
Triple
Uh,
puppy
so make
playtime.
sure you guys tune in for that. And like I said, this is gonna be posted on Reddit, and make sure to visit. Obviously, you guys are on my Twitch channel now, but if you're watching on YouTube, it's twitch.tv/ThePaleoGamer, and then you've also got Polab. Go ahead,
What? Go ahead for what?
announce your your
Oh, I
YouTube
thought you
and
were gonna now.
your stream.
Oh, it's all PoLab, POE Lab. All of it's youtube.com/PoLab, twitch.tv/PoLab. And I wanted to say, if you guys have any suggestions for future topics that y'all want to hear about or anything like that, leave it down in the comments section down below for sure.
And Straz?
And I'm just right now. I just got a Twitch, so twitch.tv/Stratiade_. It's just spelled like it is. I know it's kind of hard to pronounce and whatnot.
How do you
So
spell that?
just
Stratiade.
Stratiade.
It'll be in the description of the YouTube video and in the Reddit post. And I
Right.
hope you guys see you next week.